Alright guys, welcome back to another Opera Omnia video where we're gonna do something a little bit different. So I made a community post about a week or so ago talking about making a mini series kind of where I talk about some of my top characters depending on said category. So like say top 3 characters on support characters, top 3 on utility, top 3 on DPS, you know, so on and so forth. And most of you guys were down for me to actually do that type of thing because I am not a fan of tier lists. I think tier lists, like, they do change a pretty good amount way too quickly, especially in Opera Omnia. Things tend to change every single week. So with that being said, I decided instead of me making a tier list, why not go and talk about some of my top favorites that I like using on the JP side to kind of throw out there, to throw some ideas out there to global players who are trying to plan out for the future, who are trying to plan out their pulls in the future on, you know, who to pull for, who to consider looking out towards the future, so on and so forth. Why not make a type of video like that and kind of briefly talk about said characters on said category? So I said, you know what, let's do this, and most of you guys were down for it to do it, so I was like, all right, let's start off, and we're going to be talking about my top 3 characters so far on the support category in JP Opera Omnia. So we're going to talk about Llyud, Lenna, and Paine, which is the 3 characters that I tend to use the most as of right now that I am recording this video. So with that being said, if you guys do enjoy the video and if you guys want to see more of this, do let me know in the comment section below. Hit that like button, subscribe for future content, and if there is any type of ideas, any other ideas related to, like, you know, kind of like a top 3, top 5, top whatever type of like a video that you want to see in the future, do let me know in the comment section below. I am welcome to any type of ideas, and if I do have the time, and if I'm able to manage to put it together into one video, then I will be happy to do it, as long as, you know, the comment gets like a whole bunch of likes or something. I don't know, depending on what the comment says. So but yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's talk about my top 3 favorite support characters that I use so far in the JP side of Opera Omnia. So there's not going to be an order to my top 3 support characters that I like using in JP Opera Omnia. So we're going to start off with Lenna. Now, Lenna's LD ability is pretty nuts because not only does she provide some very good party ores, but she also has a very neat ability where her HP attack changes into an ability called Dragon Breath. Now, real quick, her auras that she gives to the party gets max HP up, overflow limit up, brave damage up, and then HP damage up. And whenever the party has 50% or more of their max HP, they get a bonus in brave damage delta up, totaling up to 50% brave damage delta up, and then an extra bonus in HP damage delta up, totaling up to 30% HP damage delta, which is pretty nuts. Now, with her Dragon Breath ability, which you have 3 uses every time that you use her LD ability, and then it'll change back to her regular HP attack afterwards. Now, with her Dragon Breath ability, what it does is it's a split HP damage, and it deals a crazy amount of damage based on 150% of the party's total current HP 3 times, and your own brave or nobody's brave is not consumed, and it also recovers brave to the party based on 20% of the total HP damage dealt, and it also helps in filling up the Recax gauge by 20% on your EX ability. It's freaking nuts. And aside from that, like, if you take out her LD ability and the auras that she's already providing from her LD, she already is providing some really good auras, and she also prevents herself and the party from receiving any type of debuff, so that is also another plus. So you can combine her with other units, or just have her on the team to prevent any type of nasty debuffs to get on on her or your teammates. So that is why she is one of my favorites as a support character in DFFOO right now. Now, some of y'all may question my second choice on my top 3 support characters, and you know what? I don't blame you one bit, right? I chose Paine, and I chose Paine for a couple reasons. Now, I think of her as more of a hybrid type of support because she doesn't only support, she is also a pretty good debuffer. But at the same time, when she got her LD and her overhead, and what she provides now via the aura that she has, either to the party or to the enemies, I consider her to be a hybrid support type of character, which is why I put her in my top 3 support characters for this video. So how her LD ability works is that depending on where you place her on the team will be based on what either the enemies will be receiving or what your party will be receiving. So if you put Paine on the far left side of the party comp, the party will be receiving a brave damage up, a brave gain up, and overflow increase on all of that. So brave damage up will get a 60% increase, brave gain up will gain a 40%, and overflow will gain a 40% increase. Now, if you put her on the right side, it will focus on debuffs on the enemy. So the more debuffs that you implement on the enemy constantly, you will be basically decreasing the amount of brave damage that the enemy is doing, the amount of brave gain that the enemies will be able to gain, and then whenever you or any of your teammates are attacking, they will actually be taking more HP damage because they will be taking more HP damage because of her being on the right side and because of the overhead that she has above her. So the brave damage down will be decreased on the enemies by 50%, and the same goes for the brave gain down. And then when you look at the HP damage taken up on the enemies, 50% if you have her on the right side, which is pretty nuts. Now, if you have her on the center, it'll be split. And when I say split, basically like you'll receive everything as if she is on the left or the right side. So she will provide the party with brave damage up, brave gain up, and overflow, except that it won't be the percentages that I mentioned earlier. So it'll be 30% brave damage up, 20% brave gain up, and then 20% overflow. And then for the debuffs on the enemies, the brave damage down on the enemies will be 25%, the brave gain down will be 25%, and then the HP damage taken up will be 25% instead of the 50% that I mentioned earlier, which is why I consider her to be a hybrid support character. And like I said, like I expect some people to potentially disagree with me on this choice for a support character, but just based off of that and like what she provides and what she does to the enemy now is why I consider her being one of my top 3 support characters as of right now in the JP side of DFFOO. Finally, we're gonna get into the last character that I did not think was going to be such a solid and good support character, and this was actually a character that I was considering skipping, but I am glad I didn't because it's actually a very good character, and that is none other than Llyud, however the hell you say his name. He is an extremely good support character in my opinion, and I have been using him so much. I have him maxed out, well, almost maxed out. His blue armor is not maxed out, but that's because I'm a little tight on that. But like he's fully skilled in everything, and he is such a good support character, and I love what he does. His main focus is his EX ability and his LD ability, because he provides party auras, and these party auras are pretty nuts. So his EX ability, he provides a buff, a frame buff that has stacks in it, and it goes up to a max of 5, and it increases by 2 every time that you use his EX ability. So at the start of the fight, his EX ability is ready to go, so you'll be able to increase it by 2, which is great. So with that, he is providing the party whenever you use his EX ability and you max out on his stack. So after you use it about 2 or 3 times, he provides the party with HP regen. He also provides attack up, 100% attack up, 35% stolen brave overflow up, and a 30% HP damage delta, which is crazy. It may not sound a lot to a lot of people, but it's actually pretty good, seeing as how these are auras that are more leaning towards like offensives, like if you are trying to like if you're trying to like DPS like fights or whatever, like Llyud is definitely a character to choose as well, to choose in team comps. Right now, another thing about his EX ability is that whenever you use his EX ability on the following turn for your teammates, their EX ability is actually recharged 100%, meaning that their EX ability will be ready to use on their following turn, which is a big plus for a lot of units right now in JP who somewhat rely on the EX ability and are needing it more, or are needing it to do that extra crazy amount of damage now that we are in the Crystal level 90 era, which is another big plus for Llyud, however the hell you say his name. That's another big plus for him. Now for his LD ability also provides another buff as well. So the buff provides a 20% stolen and recovered max brave overflow up, another 10% HP damage delta up, and a 40% brave damage delta up. And also, whenever his own HP is at least 50% of his max HP, he is unable to get knocked out. So he'll be left with 1 HP left. So he has the last stand. Because if you don't know, based on his kit, so how his kit works is that like he's kind of like Dark Knight Cecil in a way, where like depending on which ability that you use, whether it be his LD or his skill 1, he actually consumes his HP, but based on the amount of HP that he consumes, he'll recover brave to either to the party, or he'll use that amount of HP to deal some very solid damage against the enemy. So aside from him dealing some very solid damage and the very good auras that he does to himself, he is providing a very good amount to the party. And one final thing about his LD ability is that after you use it, he actually fills his own recast gauge to max. So that way you can actually use his EX ability once you are done. So, you know, you kind of see how, like, you see that there is a pattern to his kit and how it basically just like works together to make him as efficient as possible so that he works correctly and you really don't have to worry about him at all. So but yeah, with that being said, guys, these are my top 3 characters, my top 3 support characters that I like using personally in DFFOO. And like I said, I expect to see some comments about Paine, because I know like I said, Paine, she's more of a hybrid support because of what she provides, you know, just from her LD ability, and then of course what she also does with her base kit as well. I mean, she does provide some stuff with her base kit as well via her debuffs and whatnot, and her buffs. So I expect to see a few comments related to that, but I mean, you know, we'll see. Maybe some people may agree, some people may not. But either ways, you guys let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. If you guys either agree with me or not, or what you guys think in general. And one final thing is, let me know what is one of your most used support characters that you are using right now, whether you play JP or Global. Other than that though, guys, this is going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And we'll catch you guys in my next video.